YouTube? It is your boy Gashi with another video. And today, guys, I bring you guys a updated weapon tier list, and I will put Yamamoto in here later in the video. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys are doing good. So let's get right into it. So starting with fist, I mean, pretty self-explanatory. No one's just fist. Dagger, I'd say it's at a maybe a. Cause I gotta think. I mean, dagger crit is still, so I'm gonna say it's an A tier. Fight me. Fight me. Dual swords, low key is C, maybe a D tier weapon. I don't see anyone use it, and the crit isn't really well. It's too much wind up. Flower weapon. Flower weapon is actually pretty good. It comes out decently fast. Hard, not really too hard to parry if you're an expert player. I'm gonna put it at A tier. I think, but under dagger is fine. Great sword, I'm gonna put it at C tier. I can't lie. Hammer's D tier. No one, the crit isn't very good. Ink weapon. Now, ink weapon, I wouldn't say it's an S tier, or maybe I think I'd put it above. No, probably. You know, I'd probably put it above the dagger, just because the crit is faster and has less wind up than the dagger crit. Katana, it's the same thing as the flower weapon. These can go hand to hand, so I'd put those right next to each other. Longsword, I think longsword is an S tier weapon up now. Guys, the longsword has not been touched at all, and it's still just probably one of the best soul reaper weapons right now. Don't jinx it. Setro, please don't nerf. Odachi, definitely an S tier. I'd honestly put it above longsword because the stun on it allows you to have more combo potential than the longsword, because sometimes with the longsword you don't get that position where you can combo in again, but it's still a very good weapon, you know what I'm saying? I think it's Odachi definitely deserves its spot right there at S tier. Scythe, I would place Scythe right above Greatsword. It's not really that great. The crit isn't too good unless you're like right on top of them, I can't lie. Spear, Spear's better than both of these. I'm still not gonna put it in B tier. Actually, no, I put it at low B tier. That's just Twin Blade. That don't even say that. I don't think anyone uses Twin Blade, I can't lie. The Fire Shunko, I'm gonna say it's B tier for now, because most Shunkos are not good except the Wind Shunko. We'll get to that. Ice Shunko is definitely a low A tier weapon. I wouldn't say it's better than Ice Shunko though, or Wind Shunko, sorry. So Wind Shunko I definitely think is a high A tier weapon. It's probably the best for Soul Reaper right now, because Formless kind of got nerfed to the ground. Well, not really to the ground, but you can't combo extend as much with it. Baragon's Axe, definitely an easy A tier weapon. Maybe S tier, but I'd probably just keep it at A for now. Yeah, it's fine where it is today. Blood Edge, no one uses this anymore, I can't lie to you. It's not as good. It lost to Hyper Armor on both its crits. Well, not the air crit, but it has wind up now, so I'll probably put it. Calibre. Calibre is pretty good. You know what? Yeah. Definitely an A tier weapon right here. Above the dagger once again, because dagger is just gonna wind up. Grimjaw Claws. I put it right under Ice Shunko. Airbell's dagger. After the rework, they just nerfed it, but I think after the rework it's definitely up here. I think I'd put it right, honestly, above Ink. Having those two extra those two extra crits is just good in my opinion, you know what I'm saying? Hollow Burden, it's a D tier weapon, I can't lie. The crit never lands. It doesn't even work half the time. It cripples only if you land the second part in, to be honest. It doesn't even land, like it doesn't work. Neliel's Lance, oh, hear me out, okay. I actually think Neliel's Lance is good. I'm gonna put it at high B tier. Now, the thing is, it's not used enough. I think it's very underrated. I think Neliel's Lance is very underrated. Noitora Scythe, I think it's, Noitora Scythe is pretty good. I definitely put it at A tier as well. Probably, I put it in A tier. You could say it's S tier because it cripples, but the crippling is not too long. And if your opponent's good at parrying, it is pretty hard to land the, what comes after the crit, like, it's hard to land. Tessin fans, they're a C tier, man. They're better than Scythe and Greatsword, but it's a C tier, to be honest. It doesn't have much range, doesn't really go much. and you can't really follow up on it. It's a C tier weapon in my opinion. Now Ukioras, after they added the guard break back, I think it's a low S tier weapon. Now hear me out. It might not do as much damage, but it guard breaks and does it's a close grab. Sorry, not a close grab. It's a gap closer. So if it's a gap closer and guard breaks and does decent damage and can follow for combos, I think it deserves its spot in S tier. Wanderwise sword, definitely an S tier weapon. Now hear me out. So with the Wanderwise sword, it is another gap closer, and just like vertical down and split gate, it does true damage. Wanderwise is very slept on. I don't see many people using it. It is definitely an S tier weapon in my opinion. Antithesis, probably say at the moment it is I'd probably say low B tier weapon. Actually no, take that back, low C tier. The crit isn't just as good what it was anymore, man. Everyone's moving around too fast. The chance you'd actually hit that crit is like impossible. Cane claws, top B tier. They're pretty good in my opinion. Actually, I might say low A, but top B is fine because they do block break and they do a little gap closing. Actually, you know what? I'd say A. Let's just put it at A. Jugrim shield, very good right now. Would I put it above Harebells? Yeah, I think I'd put it above Harebells. It's pretty solid right now, I can't lie. Jugrim's is pretty solid. The Quiggle, no man, I can't lie. The Quiggle was just right next to the anti, if not a little better. It never lands, I can't lie. Unless your opponent literally runs into it, it's not gonna land. Quincy Cutlass, definitely top of B tier. Unfortunately, they do nerf it to the point where like it's kind of useless to use because they used to give buffs upon landing the crit, but yeah, it's not very easy to hit. Not easy to hit, but if you hit it, you don't get as good of buffs. If it gave buffs, I'd probably put mid to high A tier. But yeah, Quincy Glock, definitely a D tier weapon, man. I can't lie. Quincy Glock fell off after the nerfs, and it just hasn't been the same. Schwert is actually pretty good for Quincy Keto, but in terms of other classes, it doesn't really stand out as much. I'd probably keep Schwert under the Quincy Cutlass. Not better than, actually, yeah, I'd probably just put a low B tier, maybe above the spear, like right there. Spalton. Spalton is definitely an S tier weapon right now. Even with the reason it's S tier is because the block breaking is back. It can guard break now. So I think the Spalton is pretty valid right now. The only thing you have to worry about is end lag, and if you can manage that good enough to where you don't punish yourself when you miss the Spalton, you should be A-okay. Warding Gauntlets, I don't know, they're pretty hard to land. It's a pretty skillful weapon in my opinion. I put them right next to Cane Claws if you know how to use them. Okay, but I didn't put these two in here. I'm just gonna edit them on there. But the Yamato, it's definitely an S tier weapon for I think all of them except maybe Quincy. I'd probably put the Quincy Yamato in A tier. And as for formless right now, I think it's an 8. Maybe actually, you know what? It might be an S tier right now. But it's subject to change. It's between A and S tier because it does give high iframes on some crits and on some it doesn't. But yeah guys, this is my list of what I think is the best for the new weapons. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I will be making some other tier list for some other things that I think might need some tier list. But guys, with that being said, I hope y'all did enjoy today's video and like and subscribe.